Welcome back, Scorpio. Welcome back to the Scorpio channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Scorpio. Know that energy is fluid, so roles could be reversed. Interpret the message as it best resonates. Always know that the message goes to the person that needs to hear the message. That's what we mean when we say that we're a magnet of who and what comes to us. Well, it's again, the universe is always conspiring to bring us what we need. Sometimes we resist what we need, or sometimes we think that we need it for one reason when we actually need it for another. Now, it's all about shadow healing on this channel. So I do look at everything, but we take time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, see how they play out as karmic themes. This will allow you to understand why your person's doing what they're doing. Really important when we're dealing with the karmic. And the majority of relationships that come into our lives are karmic. They come in and they teach us something. However, a lot of times we don't learn and we continue to live the same types of experiences that keep us stuck in a limited perception about ourselves. One that keeps us in a place of disempowerment, that keeps us in a place of fear, which is a disconnect from unconditional love, which is the universe's energy, and that's every single person in the universe, as well as to God, to that supernatural energy known as love, known as the energy of the universe that works through us, because we actually have that energy inside of us. So when we're clear, we are balanced, and when we're balanced, we're in a place of being able to give and receive of love. When we have shadows, we a lot of times have problems doing both of those things, and that's what keeps us separate. So we want to always do these type of readings because we want to break negative karmic cycles that keep us stuck in that perception. We want to be able to create new experiences so that we can transcend the limitations of our mind and really create the life and the life experiences that we want to have. It's just that simple. Who the hell doesn't, right? Who doesn't want to live more happier experiences? Who doesn't want to feel more connected and balanced? Being connected, not nervous, not feeling like it's an attachment, not feeling like it's a one-sided, feeling like you really are able to get something from the relationships that you're in because they're transparent and they teach. Relationships teach. They're supposed to teach. Really, soul relationships are supposed to teach us to step into the best version of ourselves. That's not what happens a lot of times. Like I said, a lot of times we deal with people that come in with a lot of baggage and they project that baggage. And so the relationship's more about, like I said, why you're attracting this person into your life. What is the spiritual significance and how to shape shift the energy? Sometimes in shape shifting the energy, you do get the person to come back into your life and give you what you want, believe it or not. And what you realize is a lot of times what you thought you wanted, you realize you don't want because when you thought that you wanted it, you were in a place of imbalance. So that means that you were lacking something that was making you feel as if you needed something outside of you. And in this case, it was that connection is what I feel. So again, a lot of times by the time that the person actually evolves and steps it up, it's a little too little and it's a little too late. And I don't know, that's been the karmic theme a lot lately. And I think as we move into the new year, we're seeing a lot of people just get to the point where we're saying it's like, this didn't work of all 2024 and possibly 2023, 2022, and for however long you have been connected with this person. It doesn't mean that you didn't have good times, that there wasn't memories. But it's almost like you've got to a point where you like people are just saying, like, if it's just as difficult, I'd rather be alone. And there's a little bit of that vibe. There's been a lot of that vibe on both on all of my channels because I feel like intuitively everyone's going into a new year and they're saying that like it sounds cheesy, like new year, new you, but it's more like I can't bring this energy because this is what kept me stuck. This is what it keeps me stuck. This is what it's stealing and it's robbing my energy and it's not giving anything really in return. So we're gonna see, hope, and maybe hopefully the message will be a little different today. Let's see. I'm just noticing that that has been the karmic thing, and I can only chalk it up to like New Year. Like people said, I'm not bringing that into like my New Year anger. And you know what was sticking out? Selfishness. So we're actually going to take both because again, it's like I took the one, but the other one came out kind of with it. So I feel like this person's angry because they can't be selfish with you. And there's a sense that they really want what they want and they want it to be, their way. They don't want to have to give that much. And there's also a sense when they see you now that you're happy, you're confident, you look good, you're not connected anymore to this person. And this person is angry because again, they were acted with you the way that they acted with everyone in that actual place where you like stood your ground. This person doesn't like to be accountable. Now, I also feel as if, like, again, that you're looking at them and saying that this connection could have been if you weren't so freaking selfish. So I just kind of feel like, this person doesn't like for a long time didn't want to put any effort in. They just only cared about themselves and they really thought who they are. And we've been getting a lot, like I said, of that. I hope this is not going to be the same exact type reading because I'm getting a little tired of the storyline. So we're going to look and I'm going to do it a little bit different. Because if it is the same storyline, at least we'll get a different perception. What does this person feel now? What do they think now that you're in separation? Being mirrors for each other makes self-love so important. I wish I was there to love you, but if I'm not, I want you to love yourself. So they're in separation right now, but I feel like you guys are both mirroring each other, but for different reasons. You are selfish. You're selfish. You only care about yourself. You don't look and see like what you do, like like you make the argument bigger than the actual thing that actually happened is what I'm feeling. It's like this person could have just apologized. They just could have given you what you wanted. I don't really feel like you were asking for a lot. This person wanted to do things their way. They wanted to be selfish. So they can feel your energy. They know that you're pissed off because it's like, how fucking dare you? How dare you not give me the time, the energy, the respect? And instead of like fixing this, instead, like you made like a mountain out of a molehill. It was such an easy fix, but you brought it to the extreme in needing to be right, in needing to control. And so this person knows. It's like they know that there's a connection, but they also know that like they ruined that connection. Time's up. Like you're not going to be interested in them. They took too long. They procrastinated. They thought they were going to play a lot of fucking games. That's what they thought, that they were going to manipulate the situation so that you were going to run back to them, so that you were going to fix it. And this person like is like all about codependency. So, and the thing is, you're not codependent. You're very independent. And this person, this is what you showed them. In actuality, this person thought that they were going to play games and that you would run back to them because they deal mainly with codependent people. They thought who they were. I feel like this person made a lot of money. So they gave the appearance like they would help, that they would give. And I feel like that's what they do, but they're all talk, no walk. And they get a lot of people that are the same. They're a mirror. The thing is, you're not that type of person. And what you showed this person when they walked away, that you're not codependent, but they really are codependent. I feel like they're connected to people that they shouldn't be connected to. I feel like this person does everything to avoid their situation, that they're lazy. They don't want to really fix their situation. They're comfortable. And this person like has a very low self-esteem, because people that have codependency, it means that they have a lack, that they feel that they're lacking in something, something in their life isn't working. They feel inadequate. And I feel like when you met this person, you didn't see them, their wounds. You saw their shadow, you saw the facade, you saw the mask. And the mask is worn because of the shadows, but you didn't see their shadows. And the reason why is because this person was very selfish. They didn't give you time. They deliberately kept it surface. They didn't care about your feelings at all. So right now, we need to say, why be connected to someone that wasn't giving you anything? There was a feeling of that they were going to eventually, and this person knew that, and they knew that by something that you were doing. I just need to point that out, because like we can see right here in the right from the beginning, it's like this person was always selfish. They were always codependent. It's not like they became somebody else. And yes, you and them are connected. That's why they can tap into you and they can feel you're pissed off. They can feel it. It's spirit transcends time and space, the energy of unconditional love, past life, karmic mates. So this person's very aware. They got a kick out of it in the beginning. Oh, they thought that it was so funny because they thought eventually you would cave, and oh yeah, they'd wind up getting you in the sack eventually, and that would be that. But that's not what happened. You showed this person a whole different side of you, where you're not laughing. You're not laughing at all. And this person sees it, and they see that you're not the same person that you were anymore. And again, it's making them look at their inadequacy. You make them feel inadequate. You make them feel not good enough, because this person perceived you as who they are. They projected who they are onto you. But you're not someone of a low vibration. You're not someone that's out to like get somebody's money or use them, or you're doing your own thing. This person is codependent. This person acts as if they're like the cat's meow, I was gonna say. But like the best thing since sliced bread. And it's like, yeah, but that's the facade that you create. But if people really knew who you were, they wouldn't like who you are. I know I don't like who you are, and this person knows that. I need to move slowly with this, but trust that I am moving even when it seems that I'm not. So it's like what you see is that this person is connected to codependent like people and situations and their behaviorisms and their habits, all to avoid their life. Their life. That's either good experiences, bad experiences. This person self-sabotages. And so they think a lot, they ruminate a lot. So what they're saying is like, it's like, I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking about it. But again, as if you're an option, as if they don't realize that that's what they're doing. It's like, I have a choice. What are you thinking about? See, if you have to think that hard, then you're not my person. And this is what this person doesn't realize, that they took their time, they sat on their ass, they were like, played a lot of games, thought got a real kick out of it, probably didn't even realize they had feelings for you until after you left. And so now it's like they have to process. And that processing is going to be really slow, especially since there's a lot of avoiding. There's a lot of wasting time. There's a lot of procrastination. There's a lot of running around with other people. Again, it being very self-indulgent and not caring about the consequences. Please contact me. I may not respond, but knowing you care opens my heart. Yeah, this person already knows. They're like, I don't know what to do because I don't even know if you want to hear from me. Because again, they can feel your energy. They can feel it. You show up in their dreams. It helps them like it helps them to access buried memories from past life karma. Okay, so and help them process it. But they feel that you're moving away. It's like because they're not giving anything and they haven't given anything and they haven't done anything and they played a lot of games. Like any which way that this person could have destroyed the connection, they did it. They did it through their the way that they treat themselves. They do it because they're codependent and there's other people around. They do it because they're not open and honest that there are other people around. I feel like this person has a connection to somebody else that person thinks that they're in a relationship with them. But the person that's connected to you does not have any like that like says, I'm not in a relationship with you. I may be here. I may be eating your food. I may be, using your water, laying in your home, like utilizing your resources, but we're not together. We're not together. It's like it's an attachment. This person needs that because where are they? Are they strong within themselves? No, they're not strong within themselves. That's why, again, they have to be selfish. And this is why you're angry. You're angry because you're selfish and at any cost. So, it's like you waited for this person to do the right thing. You were patient with this person. But instead they were like, nope, I'm not going to do it. And in that, what they look like is they look like an asshole. That's what they look like. They look like a stubborn asshole because it's like, what are you like? You're holding back it to like, what are you proving? Like, what are you proving? What you're doing is you're really neglecting yourself because you're going to move on. And that's the thing. You've moved on. That's why this person is angry because you took your energy back. Now they can't be selfish. They can't, create that illusion for themselves to where they are perceived as strong. You're strong. This person's inner guidance is clear, but their ego is resisting it. It's like they know what to do, but it's like I'm not going to do it. And that's why I say they're selfish. They know what to do, but it's like I can't, my pride, my ego. Because at the end of the day, this person really does not feel deserving of you. And it really affects in the areas of abundance and openness. This person does not feel deserving. Again, avoiding because of criticism. So just not giving anything, like being in a relationship with somebody that's empty at the end of the day. And I say empty because if they can't be transparent with you and then they're just a mask, that's not a real person. That's a facade. That's an illusion, but it's not creating authenticity and it's not going to create authenticity in your relationship. Is going to create lies and illusions within a relationship. And when there's lies and illusions, it affects the intimacy. And that's trust, and it's also in the bedroom. It affects that entire area, and it affects our individuality, how we perceive ourselves, how we see ourselves due to what this person is giving us through what this person is doing to us. Person's not in a high vibration. They don't feel deserving. They don't feel good enough. It's because they have a choice, though. They can at any time see what they would have to do, but it's more comfortable. Again, this person is struggling with their codependency. And it's in that codependency, it's all about the avoidance of criticism. They can't be judged. Yeah, they know that there's a soul connection here. But when I say you're being a mirror to them, you're holding up the mirror so they have to look at themselves. And what you're showing them is that they're not strong, that they're codependent, that they're not worthy of you. They know that. But they're going to, again, create the idea that they're selfish. It's like, now I'm going to take time out and I'm going to think about everything for a long time. It's like, but at the end of the day, you're still struggling with codependent issues. So you finally got to a place of pulling away because you do. You're like, you just want to, it would be a one-sided connection, a karmic contract. And that karmic contract is where, emotionally you're not getting anything. Like this person would leave you feeling empty. It would be like being in a relationship by yourself, but worse, because this person, I feel like, just is so selfish. They don't care about anyone aside from themselves. And when you're with somebody that's like that, you inherit their karma. It's like you inherit that. People associate you with them. So if they have bad character, now you have bad character. It's like, and that's the thing, this person doesn't like to be looked like they have bad character. They already know that there is an issue because you're showing them that they are through the way that you live, through your expectation of how they would need to, how you want to be treated, and also like how they would need to come into your life. This person, that it's easier for them to stay in a low vibration. And I feel like you probably stayed there for a while. And so now you like, of course, this person doesn't know what to do because they can't come back and it just, sweet talk you. Like they would need to come in and have resources. They would need to come in and like give you so much, give you everything to make up for what they did because they on that level. And because you'd be paranoid about who they are, but they're already paranoid. See, they're paranoid because they don't really trust themselves and they need outside things to feel okay. They avoid relationships. They don't like who they are. So again, that's because they perceive themselves as a certain way. So people being angry with them is not something that's new. And you being with someone like this that's very, one-sided, you would be paranoid too. You'd be paranoid that you would wind up in a karmic contract. And that's, being in a relationship with someone that only cares about themselves. That, like I said, feeling alone. I'm sorry, felt like I was choking on my throat there for a second. Where I feel like for some of you, what you notice is that when you're with this person, in order to like deal with their negativity, you wind up eating a lot. Like you wind up like, I wouldn't say full-blown eating disorder, but I would say like trying to suppress your feelings, trying to deal with with this person that doesn't give anything. In order for you to be connected to them, you have to kind of give yourself energy. And one way that we tend to do that is through food. We subconsciously suppress our feelings and our emotions through food. And I think for you, it's being connected to someone that you don't trust that makes you paranoid. And for them, they just tend to be paranoid because of their spiritual blocks. And they tend to be very indulgent too. And I'm only bringing this up because we're a mirror of who we attract. So we can see how you are very different, how you're not deserving of what you attracted, but why you attracted that person into your life. And again, how you deal with the stress. Again, suppressing your emotions. You see also that this person still has feelings for you, but they're like, I don't know whether I can approach you. See, if they were looking to come in correct, they wouldn't have to think, I don't know whether you want to, even hear from me. Well, like I said, it would require an apology and it would require a lot of other things. But the apology is really coming too little, too late, like at this point. It would be by you really like being able to like let go of what they did in the past. And I don't think that you can, and that's why this person is also paranoid, because again, that like they took too long. They took too long to come back. I don't feel like there's a sense of where you were impatient. I feel like you were patient. I feel like this person thought that you were going to come back, and then what happened is you didn't, and now they're impatient because what they're seeing is you're not playing. You're not playing, it's over. And it's over because they didn't give you anything. They didn't treat you with the respect. And so you're showing this person, again, who you are, regardless of who they try to make you into. Because I feel like this person tried to trigger, would try to trigger you in every single way to get you to react. There's someone that, avoids difficult conversations. So what they have to do is they have to manipulate, they have to trigger you, they have to create arguments to they, or get you to talk so that they can use the information, but they don't really like to go deep themselves. So of course you disconnected from them. And now they're impatient because what they're saying is, wait a minute, you're not coming back. Yeah, their little game didn't work. Where you thought what you were going to use time, space. I don't care. Now you spend so much time and space that you don't even know who I am anymore. There's an essence of that where you like this person changed you, and they changed you because of how they acted. Like they were on such a low vibration that I don't really think that you could see this person differently, because it's like you did all that. You did all that to like have things your way, but what you really are is like you're feel inadequate. You rejected me, but you're afraid of rejection. You're the one that's afraid of rejection. So you need to have things your way. It's again, someone rejected you. This is why your ego is so big, and you need to talk to a lot of different people. And commitment isn't. You need to have codependency in your life through people and situations and experiences and food and whatever else you do to escape, to not be accountable. And then you're paranoid about it because on some level that you're not a good person, that you don't do right. Yeah, they're prejudiced in the way that they, you know, believe that things should be. It's like they think that it's all about, they're very narrow-minded. They're just very narrow-minded. So everything has to be in accordance to what they perceive, what they perceive, even if it's not, they're going to make it into that. And because of it, it's like if you were to be in a relationship with them, it's like all you feel is burdens, because this person, like I said, creates a lot of negative karma because they're not just this way with you, they're this way with everybody. And, because that they create a lot of like karma for themselves, and it's burdens. It's nothing but burdens. And I feel like, again, you being with this person, you would inherit that energy. You'd inherit it. Being with this person obviously would trigger you. Yeah, because you got tired of the manipulation, which is what I said, that what this person does. And then what happens is like you're no longer attracted to them because they showed you who they are. So you feel like the passion is gone because many things frustrate like you about them. you just can't help it. You're like, it's like whatever we had, that connection that was so innocent, that was magical, that it's again, that it should have been nurtured. It's like, but what you decided to do was waver in and out of my life and trigger my abandonment issues. And you got to the point where you're like, I can't have this anymore because you like to play games. So you ruined the connection. You made that connection extremely toxic because you ignored me. And it's like I was like lonely. You never even cared what was going on in my life. You only cared about you. You were selfish. And all you do is avoid. You never take accountability. So over like what should have been a mole, like a molehill, they made into a gigantic mountain. Like they destroyed the connection. Like because they didn't want to seem vulnerable. They didn't want to seem as if they cared. They didn't want to do what you asked them to do. They wanted to be selfish. And whatever it was that, you know, you asked them to do, which is probably show up for you. It's like, or what kind of relationship are we in? Where are we going in this connection? Like you weren't allowed to do that. It's like every time they would ask a question, they would withdraw. They didn't want to deal with it. And they thought that that was okay to be that way. They didn't care. They were like, well, you're still connected to me. So I really don't need to change. You see, you love me that much. I don't need to do that for you. So that was their energy, which is why you're like seeing them now through like you don't see them the same way. This person sees you as abundant, but you see them as overindulgent. Of course that they see, you know, that you're enjoying the fruits of your labor, like, and I feel like wherever you're putting energy into, like you're getting enjoyment out of life. And I feel like this person knows that. They can feel that. They feel you moving away from them. I feel like this person stalks you, but they see that, they feel it. So nothing worse when, you show a person who you truly are, and you do that through the fact that you never sway, no matter what the manipulation like is. And that's what, you know, this Scorpio did here. They were like, I don't care whatever you do, I'm not going to sway. It's not that I don't have feelings for you. However, I'm not gonna sway. And in that, this person wanted you like to wanted you to kind of lower your boundaries. But what you did was you protested, and this person got defiant about it. It's like because you spoke your truth, because had your own self-rule, right? And that self-rule is the fact that you want to be treated a certain way. And like this person didn't like that. They didn't like it. It's like it triggered them, and so what you did was you put the energy into yourself, and I think just into like, where else can I put time in? And I feel like a lot of you guys were like, where can I make more money? So you guys decided to, put the energy like into like just growing yourselves. And some of you guys wound up actually like, just I feel like getting inspired ideas, getting getting creative in how to make money. Like some of you guys, I don't know, I know this is random, but some of you guys decided to like buy a lot of clothes from thrift stores and sell them online. Other people have like, actually put their time and energy into their creative like hobbies. Others of you wound up like just joining like mastermind groups and connecting to other creatives. So you wound up like putting the energy, wound up pushing the energy into your imagination, which is the very strong when it comes to like manifesting and healing. You broke free from the situation, and it's like in that you're finding more self, and you have to be strong-willed. But like I feel like this person sees this with the inside of you, the fact that, that you weren't insecure. Like you said, this person, like you in their life, you triggered them because you're an idealist. It brought out their insecurity. And they see how they were rebellious. They see how they acted hormonal, you know, um, and really just acted like very immature, very immature. Instead of, the spiritual connection that it was a real soulmate connection. Now they're in the karma. And they see that they don't want the karma. The karma is the fact that you're moving on. This person now, like I said, it's like is in a place of pain, and they're not feeling well. Like even their health is being affected, and it pushed them into getting spiritual insight when you left. And because it's like really what it is that they realized that they never fixed the situation. They were stubborn, and but nevertheless, it still brought them to their inner child healing. And they see that they caused more problems again from avoiding the situation. So they do wind up seeing again that it was their diligent, that it's going to take them a lot of hard work to get you to come back. That it's gonna, like they're gonna have to put in a lot of effort. And extend themselves. And it's like it's like new territory. It's like they don't know how it's gonna like work out. So they know what they have to do. And I feel like for you, you're like, you just want this person to like eat their karma. It's like you're like, no, that like they're thinking now for whatever reason, like if I could come back, how would it be? And they know they would have to put in so much effort, and they've never had to do that before. So, and it's all because they avoided you. It's all because of that. It's like they thought that they were going to withdraw and not be accountable. And in that, it like really cost them the connection in your eyes, because you're like the abandonment and the manipulation to get me to do what you wanted me to do. Really, now I don't see you the same way that I did. You ruined the innocence of the connection. It's like, and I see you for everything that you are. And I see how many problems that you have, and really you have a lot of burdens, and you would put a lot of those burdens onto me. When meanwhile you rejected me. It's like I don't want to be connected to a karmic contract, one that's going to wind up bringing me to a place of mockery, because like you just do things that create a lot of problems where, you know, um, a lot of humiliation, a lot of punishment, a lot of karma, even public ridicule. And if I'm connected to that, again, I'm getting that karma. So it doesn't matter that you have feelings for me, but it's like, it would never be smooth sailing. It would never be that way. And because you're self-indulgent, you like the comfort, but you don't really want to work for it. You're over the top. Your over the top is again where you didn't earn it. You're not creating it. So you would be actually using whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm creating. And then in return, I would be getting a bad reputation and people would be looking at me as I'm a bad person because I'm running around with you. This is you, Scorpio. Like again, it would be really hard. It would be, and you don't feel like this person like can really commit even though there's like a very strong spiritual power. This you know that this person could really can't be faithful. It's like that's what it comes down to. And it's because of again how they treated you. It's like they kept you in a place of being grief, like grief. They thought that you were going to be bitter, but you didn't. The emotional pain did not change you. Like you might have been like had sorrow for a little while, sadness for a little while. However, this person wanted it to distress you. They wanted you to feel hopeless. They wanted you to feel that way. And this is what made you get defensive and protect yourself, and just block this person because you want to unward like ward off unwanted energies and those energies are you can't trust this person. It's like you don't know why they would be coming back. You're like they're coming back because now I'm happy. It's your intuition knows. You already have inner knowing. You already like kind of know the future, how it would be because this person has already shown you who they are regardless of whether you wanted it or not. And that's why I feel like the mask is fell off. You see that there's a loss of power with them because you don't care anymore. You don't see them the same way. And you saw that, that really all it was that it was a shadow. And it's like it got revealed to you. I feel like this person was like a false twin. And I say that because it's a union of opposites. If you notice that. And then the next card that came out was happiness, home, and family. So it actually feels as if this would be like a twin flame connection. And because like again, there's that connection, but everything that this person did, they're you looked closer, you saw what they were trying to hide, what they were trying to conceal. And it's again, their mind games. It's like all the time that they gave you, really, the time out made you see that this was unlikely to unfold. Unlikely to unfold because, again, you listen to your internal guidance system and really you just see that it would be like just their old habits. They still have their family patterns. They're still stuck in the past. So even though there's an emotional connection between you and them, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it's like they're too unpredictable. Where when they act like when they don't get what they want, they'll act aloof, and they're just too stubborn. They're just too stubborn. Like in that arena where you want to be in a relationship where that it's about partnership, and this person doesn't know how to do that because they're codependent. Like I said, you would feel like again that they would control you. And that's why you were like, you moved on because they never showed you anything different. Instead, they just kept like trying to manipulate by scare tactics, which shows how blocked they really are. And that really that they've always been like a tend to be like a lone wolf. And like I said, you just moved on because you're like, you want me to waver, like how I feel, and keep my blinders on, like acting like I don't see, where it's really all about you having power over me and not really, um, not really fixing any problems. So I just feel like you had told this person the hard truth, and this is why they're angry. They're angry because they didn't take the time to repair the situation. They kept it unchanged. So that's why it's like this person just, I feel like, doesn't, it was all about their game playing. It's all about their game playing. They wanted you to follow their rules. And in it, it just ruined the passion and the connection, because really it just felt like the more that this person like could have fixed it, the worse that the more that they resisted and made things worse. And that the more time that went by, the more that you were seeing that like all about this person, that they weren't just a hot mess within the relationship with you, but with everybody. Like it was like you felt like you were going down the rabbit hole. That's really what it is. It's like you wound up learning the knowledge that this person, like I said, has a lot of spiritual issues, so that even if the relationship kind of feels like family because there's a soul connection, um, that this is the final chapter. That is like you just got to the place where you were like, you're not giving me anything and I don't see you the same way anymore. So it's like you like kind of made the relationship like dead. It's dead in your, because there was too much tension, but it was done suddenly. And I feel like this person that, actually feels that like when you let go. And that's why like this person winds up like like trying to come back and maybe start a new beginning, then trying to fix it, because they don't really want you to have a new beginning without them. They, again, they are needy. And, like I said, there's a point that they know that they ruined the connection already, right? They ruined the connection. And because they never fixed it. They kept you in a place of disappointment for too long. They destroyed the connection because they got connected with other people. They took like opportunities where they could with people and situations, and again, never took it into consideration your feelings. So I feel like once you took a step back, you realize that this person was going to be more of a burden than anything else. And so that's when you said, I do want a new beginning. But I feel like, again, this person is going to have like a little bit of an issue about you moving on. Is that it's almost like they're going to come in then like as confident, fearful, you know, almost after the fact, just after the fact. And it's because it's almost like they can feel like when it's cut at the same time as it's cut. And I feel like it's not done where they thought that they were going to come to you. It's done spontaneous. It's done like out of a place of passion. It's done out of a place of anxiety that you're going to move on without them, that you're going to leave them behind. They actually feel that way. And of course that they would, because this again was a very strong soulmate connection. However, they knew that they weren't treating you well the whole time. They could have fixed it. They chose not to. So, it's like you're someone that wants to like it says live out loud, like live authentically and boldly, unafraid to be yourself. You got to a point like this is who you are. Being with this person would have like definitely suppressed your energy, because again, they don't it's about what they want. It's not about what you wanted. That was the whole big problem. with the connection, that every time they had an opportunity to like fix this connection, they avoided you. They actually destroyed the connection. You did not destroy the connection. You just gave this person enough rope to hang themselves. It's like you let them do exactly what they wanted to do. You gave them exactly what they wanted. And so, of course, that they're looking at you like, again, like you're not affected. Your spirit is not affected. You're resilient. That's actually a gift. We look at your inner child wound cards, say, why did you attract this person? Sometimes they uncover, like your person that you connect to uncovers not just wounds, but your talents, your gifts as survival, whatever we needed to create, like our life in a very toxic environment, one where there was a lot of trauma, you would have to be resilient. Because of abuse. I didn't know, not all the time as a person born into abuse, but I could feel it. And I could feel it again by the person that you were in a connection with. Someone that was so stubborn. Like they ruined the connection to like over just like not for a good reason. There was nothing wrong with the connection. They made a problem into it because they wanted you to bow down. They wanted you to, follow their rules. Self-sabotage. And that's okay. So a lot of times when we grow up in an environment with someone that's abusive, and we wind up self-sabotaging ourselves because the the theme was you're not deserving of love. When you're with a parent that's continually abusing you and abusing you with, here we see physical abuse, but we know that there's always psychological and emotional abuse when there is physical abuse. Now, for some, it's not physical abuse, it's just psychological and emotional abuse. So those are the karmic themes that tend to play out within your connections, where you attract people that are not healthy for you. Self-sabotage is when to give energy to people and things that are not deserving of your time and energy. It's not all the time that you're the person that is drinking and drugging and cheating and lying and thieving. Like that's not who you are. But giving energy to this person, you're going to inherit the negative karma. That's how you self-sabotage. So it's about disciplining yourself, taking the time and disciplining yourself. Because if you grew up in an environment where you were abused, you were again conditioned to believe that you're not lovable, you're not worthy of anything, that you're not good enough. You begin to have a very low self-esteem. And the way that it comes out is that if we get not only get in our own way where we self-sabotage by either doing too much or not doing anything or doing things that like out of revenge or by living and reacting, but living through our reactions, which are our triggers. So the spirit's saying it's about disciplining yourself, because if you're like part of having a lot of trauma is that also is that we don't create who we are. We don't find who we are. We hold on to those energies of the past, of those childhood traumas, and wear them like armor, as if we're that our armor, and we're not that. The spirit says to have the discipline, like to be consistent and know that you're deserving of love, to be consistent, even disciplined to do a spiritual healing in the morning, to create a daily practice in your life to help you, to always find balance, to always bring you back to a place of balance. That's really what it is. And how do we find a place of back to balance? Like if you got up in the morning and your daily practice existed of meditation, some stretching, maybe some yoga, sitting in front of your vision board, like reflecting on short-term goals, long-term goals, journaling, like journaling so you can dive deep within inside of yourself, giving yourself that love, reparenting yourself if you were abused, not expecting someone to come in and make it all better, not someone to come in that you can tell them everything that has happened in your past, like within the first week, and then you're emotionally needy, expecting that person. Spirit saying to do it for yourself, to discipline yourself enough to take the time to create yourself, to love yourself enough to show up for yourself. Don't self-sabotage yourself by thinking that somebody else is going to make your life better. It's like that you're the one that makes your life better. You have to create your own support. You create your own support. And that's through finances, right? And so that's also through putting the energy into emotionally getting people to support you. And that's, we don't go up to them and say, hey, support me. What we do is we put our time and into our hobbies and our interests, things that stir a passion inside of us. So we can meet like-minded people. So we actually have something to talk about. It's like that creates emotional support. Financial support is also the fact of going out and creating ourselves, right? If we're still holding on to self-sabotage and then we're feeling like we're non-deserving on a subconscious level, we have to dive deep within ourselves and say, well, what can I do to know that I'm deserving? Well, I can become something, right? I can become something where I see that I'm valued by how people are treating me. So maybe by becoming a coach or becoming a healer or becoming someone that works within service, someone that might be a nurse or a doctor or, anything that helps the public. You are then creating support collectively, and the people that you're helping are also helping you. They're supporting you, and you meet friends and people that are not really friends, but just people that support you on your spiritual walk, on finding yourself, in creating yourself, in becoming yourself. And when you become yourself, they support what you're doing. And they're doing it through continuously giving you love. So again, finding your dance. Again, dance is more like listening to the rhythm of life. So this is actually a gift. Seeing intuition, like again, seeing the signs and the symbols that the universe brings us, that we're constantly in a flux of co-creating with the universe. And it really is a dance. It's like we find our rhythm, we find. So I feel like you're someone that always thought outside the box. You're someone that is a creative thinker. You're someone that can intuitively feel the universe is guiding you. You can see the signs and the synchronicities. You might have a very strong psychic ability, intuition. So Spirit's saying that's a gift, and you can utilize that by creating the support in your life. And it's all about you, again, disciplining yourself. What happens with trauma is that we don't ground. It's very difficult to ground. And so we can have great ideas and we can, inspire other people and do other things, but actually the discipline to cultivate a craft, to be a master at that craft. Well, it's again, we tend to dabble a lot because a lot of healers have ADHD, so we like to bounce around a lot. So to actually ground and to know something, again, so you might not be a healer, but actually take the time to discipline yourself to become yourself. I feel like some of you guys want to be physical trainers, like again, work as coaches in that arena. So it's again, that means to get certified, it means to practice, it means to figure out how to make a lesson plan and work on people's weaknesses and know about the body. So it's about showing up for yourself, being disciplined to know every aspect of your career. That means there's time to study, there's time to practice, there's time to be interactive with your public, and there's times to share whatever it is that you're doing through all different mediums. So people of all different races and hobbies and interests, they find who you are. Then you won't self-sabotage yourself, is what Spirit's saying. It's like, but you have to again discipline yourself to create the support and support. We're talking on all avenues. If we're not making enough money, that's a problem. If we don't have friends that are going to support us, that's a problem. So Spirit's saying it's like that's what you decided to do to heal and to integrate your disassociation. So I feel like you grew up in an environment where there was abuse already. And so again, there was disassociation where people didn't really seem like that they cared. And in the fact that they seemed like they didn't care, it made you detach and disassociate because of the pain. Like, how can a mother or father like act like it's okay to be abusive, to hurt my feelings, to make me feel like not safe? And so again, we detach and we disassociate, and then what happens is that we don't remember every single detail of what transpired. There's fragmented pieces, and within those fragmented pieces, those are pieces of ourselves that we don't know who they are. So we tend to wear masks, create illusions, where Spirit's saying, you needed to become aware that you wanted this person to give you love. And really, they're not capable. They play so many games that, you know, you were avoiding disciplining yourself in doing what you needed to do to create the support. You wanted this person to emotionally give you the support. You wanted them to financially support you. And Spirit says, you didn't need to do that. You needed to do it yourself. And that is the only thing that was going to heal disassociation. And that's why you don't see them the same way, because you see them as abusive. And you're like, I don't want to be stuck in a karmic contract. Thank you. I'm not going to do that. And so Spirit leaves us off with one more message. My mouth is so dry. I'm like, I had to, for dinner, I had dinner and I put a lot of spices in. And so I'm like, some of those Indian spices, like it just, and so thirsty. It's like, so Spirit leaves us off with one more message. And that message is one step at a time. It's like take it one day at a time, especially like when you're healing the effects of trauma and when you're doing shadow work and when you're creating a life out of no life, leaving an old life and creating a new life. Spirit says how you get strong within yourself is you see the mountains ahead and you dedicate yourself to taking one small step at a time. You make progress by staying focused on the present moment, the current task. Thus, I regain my ease of living. So Spirit says again, this is about you creating yourself, taking one step at a time to help you create the support that you need. Again, that takes discipline. Put the energy into yourself. It's again, that could be through a hobby, an interest, something that eventually will open up a new way to make another income, a new way to, meet new people, and the emotional support and the financial support. It's like you have what it takes to do this, is what Spirit is saying. Saying just take it one day at a time, be present. Don't try and figure things out ahead of time. Just be in the moment. Because only in the now do you get divine guidance. And that is a faith walk. It's your co-creation walking. And when you are co-creating, you're getting changed. The universe is changing you, changing your mind, the way you feel about yourself, the way you see things, and changing the environment, how you see the environment. So again, you changed, you healed, you evolved. And that's why this person is angry, because they're selfish and they thought eventually you would come back and they wouldn't have to do anything. And that's not what's happening. They lost you. And that's why they're angry. I'm going to leave that there, Scorpio. You let me know how you resonated with this one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.